Hello folks, welcome to the beginning of the week. It is Monday and a new trading week. So we're starting with EU, which is the euro and US dollar as usual. That is the main pair, that is the first one. This pair is currently range bound, so it's stuck between the low and the high. We have got these double wicks, which indicate to us a larger range, and we are getting that larger range. As we can see, we are breaking the highs, retracing, and then breaking the lows and retracing. So I'm expecting to see more of this sideways price action in this channel, and I'm waiting for the break of the low or the break of the high. This is really normal Monday price action. So on Mondays we need to be really patient. We do have a liquidity area below and above this range. So let's see how we break into the liquidity area. Do we break with an ascending fashion? Then we can look for a reversal. Or if we break with some nice momentum up or nice momentum down, then we can look for a continuation in that particular direction. So of course our overall price action is not stuck in a range, it's actually moving. So we have been seeing movement down, movement up, but this is just kind of a pause, maybe a consolidation before the price does continue to the upside. So let's see if this momentum to the upside will continue. As I said, if it does, if it clears the liquidity zone, I will be very happy to look for continuations. So that's about it for EU. Next euro pair is the euro and the Japanese yen. Now there was a reversal trade opportunity, right? So let me just move the lines quickly. Move this here. So right here, a reversal opportunity. So what I was seeing this sort of a larger ascending structure. As we can see here, a larger ascending, and then we did reverse to the downside, but we created a large wick. So because it was just a one candle push and there was a large wick, I was expecting either a range or a complete reversal. So for those of you that did get tapped in, you would be in some profit, but you would get tapped out right now because you would have reduced your risk. So it is good that I followed my plan. This would have been a lost trade, and that is exactly why we avoid these sort of setups. So Monday's range bound, and this wick signals to us a range, which we are now sort of getting because we broke the low retrace, broke the high retrace. So typical price action of a larger range. That's what I'm expecting. What I need to see on the euro and the Japanese yen, the best thing would be more of an ascending for the price to clean up a bit, for the ascending to be really clean, because this is not clean price action. We have wicks everywhere. We have a gap here, so it's not looking, I'm not seeing what I want to see. Or we can also just continue up with an impulse, then I'll look for a continuation, or we can continue down, then look for a nice continuation to a downside. Really simple, being really patient and just waiting for those high probability setups. Best thing out of this would be a continuation, so the best thing would be a large impulse up or a large impulse down. The rest of the setups would kind of still be stuck in a range. So do wait for the price to clear the range. Aussie and US dollar has been stuck between the most recent low, which is here, and the most recent high, which is here, for a long time now. So that is normal. We are just ranging, descending into an ascending, into another descending, going into another ascending. So this is typical range bound price action. If you want to learn how to identify ranges, this is it. So it's a ascending into descending channels and just no clear momentum up or clear momentum down. So for this one, because it's so stuck in range, prior price action was looking really good, really high probability. This reversal also looked really good. So this just may be a pause before we continue. We have the liquidity areas below and above. We need to see this continue and give us a nice trade, or to the downside give us a nice continuation setup. Of course, be careful that we just don't break and retrace. Then if we just break and retrace, it is highly likely we will continue with this range-bound price action. So that's about it for AU. Nothing to say, just waiting for the break of the low or the break of the high. I am also looking for an ascending or a descending into that liquidity area. That is a high probability formation on the Aussie US dollar. We can get that sort of a setup, and it is on my radar. Moving on, Aussie Japanese yen. For me, I saw no potential entries in this area. What we did see was so we saw a V reversal. Right here we saw this V, thus expecting a range, which we didn't get. Price did continue up. So this may start trending to the upside, but then again, this overall price action does also look to be stuck in a V reversal. Not stuck in a V reversal, but forming a V reversal, which usually signals to us a larger range. Reversals, I don't really trade on the Aussie Japanese yen. They most of the time tend to fail. So what I am looking for is I am looking for large momentum up. Let's see if this will continue, give us a nice break and retest trade or a nice flag. Or if this drops to a downside, then to look for a continuation down. So what I'm looking for large momentum up or large momentum down. And that is exactly the same thing I'm looking for on the next one, which is the pound and the US dollar. For this one, I'm not trading any reversals, any sort of smaller continuations. I'm only looking for a large momentum. And currently I'm seeing an ascending structure. So we are clearly stuck in this ascending, which is again normal for the beginning of the week, normal price action. So what I'm looking for, what I'm waiting for is a large impulse and then a nice break and retest to the upside, or a large impulse and a nice break and retest to the downside like this. Really simple stuff, nothing more to say here. As I said, this is not showing me absolutely anything, especially on the pound, where I need to see some nice large momentum. Then we come to the final pair, which is the New Zealand Japanese yen. We saw a nice push down, large push down. We saw lots of candles, nice clean red candles, not a lot of wicks. Unfortunately, it did reverse all the way back to the upside. This is the most recent high. This is the most recent low. Currently waiting for the break of either. So looks like we will potentially break the most recent high. We are very close. And this is now showing us a V reversal. After a V reversal, I'm expecting a range. And then I'm expecting a push up, and then I'm looking to buy. That's a really high probability pattern. Usually after a V reversal, price does continue in the direction of the second V leg. So if that happens, I will look to buy. I'm also seeing if we just continue without getting a range, I would also be interested in taking a long. Those setups do also usually work out. But we do need to get some clean price action with a clean close, no wicks, nice clean pullback, not an engulfing pullback, and with some nice big candle breaks. So we need to get high probability price action in this particular case. Why? Well, because this is signaling to us a range. So any sort of a warning sign that we get right here of a range, maybe a wick or an engulfing pullback, usually we will then get that range because the market prior signaled to us a range, and then we got another warning sign of a range. 2 warning signs, that's already too much to be taking any trades for us trend traders. So we just sit on our hands. Let's just see the low here. I think this is part of this impulse. It is. So this is one impulse from here to here. That's why this is the most recent high, because this is the first counter trend candle. Okay, I'm also seeing if this will maybe shoot down with a large impulse. Then of course I'm looking for a trade, but that's kind of not really highly probable to happen. Most likely this will push up. So again, reversals, I do take them on this pair. I will look for a reversal, but it needs to be clean. So that's about it for the forecast. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Today, not really expecting anything. Nothing is setting up. Nothing is on my radar. And I'm just being a lot more patient. So that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.